Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the daily reading for Wednesday, May 31st. Couple of announcements. I do still have an opportunity to extend to those of you in New York under the age of 25 or younger with a GED or a high school diploma who are seeking employment and or an opportunity to go to school. You can email me at Queenofswords, the Lightworker, at gmail.com. I do have a plug into an internship that's being offered to many, many students. They call them students, to work on Wall Street, basically. Paid internships that also provide opportunities for you to go to school. 25 or younger. I know it's definitely for those living in New York. I'm not sure about other states, and I will ask because I keep meaning to. What else? Oh, those of you on my Facebook page, my Facebook friends page, I'm still around. I had a day, basically, one day that sort of has grown into about a week, where Facebook again had suspended my page, waiting for me to answer questions about my name. So this has happened a couple times before, and I guess my name was reported one too many times. So this time they closed it, and I had to upload proof of the name, which I say all the time. I have trademarks. I have all these things. I have the name specifically itself trademarked, a trademark on just the name. You know, you can get marks for different things, which I have. Anyway, including one that is for the name specifically. So anyway, I upload that to them and fix it basically, except they reply to me that I should have a page as like a public figure instead of being your friend. When, first of all, it's not right. It's not fair. I already have a fan page with over 5,000 fans on it, for one thing. And another thing is I am an individual. I'm not a company. I'm not a company. I'm ordained as a minister, not only by God, but by a non-denominational and non-secular church. But even in that case, I'd be a pastor. I'm not the church. I have no ownership in the church. So I'm not a company. They keep trying to make me a company and or public figure, and transfer my information to a page. That would prevent me from being able to share the personal information that I share with those that are on my friends page, including even pictures of my family and stuff. I don't do that on my fan page. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't. I do the friends only like every other individual and most other individuals do on their personal page. So for those reasons, I have not, revisited my page, and I don't plan to until they do. But I'm not in a Facebook jail or anything. If anything, I was joking that it's like a Facebook interrogation room. I can get up and leave whenever I want and go be with the big shots and be a public figure. That's not what I want to do, and that's not what I should have to do based on their own rules. They send me emails where they typed out, oh, send us this as proof, and then you should take this kind of page because you're this and you're that. And I keep sending them documents to the contrary from their own published list of what's acceptable. And they're still insisting that I need to be a public figure with a page rather than a friend of yours. So for those reasons, I'm not on. And when it's fixed, if and when it's fixed, I'll be on. Until then, you can catch me on my other pages. What else? Maybe that's it. So I'll go on to on this day. This is for May 31st in the year 1279. Ramses II, the Great, of the 19th dynasty, that's not a mistake, becomes pharaoh of ancient Egypt. Ramses, statues of Ramses II were actually discovered about 2 months ago. You can Google that. In the year 1578, which is 66, Martin Frobisher sails from Harwich, England to Frobisher Bay, Canada, eventually to mine fool's gold used to pave the streets in London. 1910, which is 11. Union of South Africa declares its independence from the United Kingdom. 1916, the Battle of Jutland, in parentheses, they have Skagerrak, Skagerrak, a naval battle between British Grand Fleet and German High Seas Fleet. Over 8,500, or 1111 with some double God force behind it, die in this inconclusive slaughter, although the German fleet never was put to sea again. 1935, a 7.7 magnitude earthquake hits Quetta, Quetta, in Balochistan, Balochistan, which is British Raj, or now Pakistan, killing 50,000 people approximately. 1947, communists seize power in Hungary. 2008, Usain Bolt breaks the world record in the 100-meter sprint with a wind legal in 9.72 seconds, which is 9.9. Did you know, citing poor eyesight, Samuel Pepys records the last event in his diary on May 31st in the year 1669. Now, I'm not sure who this is. His first name is Samuel, Samuel. His last name is Pepys. Famous birthdays: Walt Whitman, Clint Eastwood, Brooke Shields, and Colin Farrell. Famous weddings: 1889, pianist Ignacy Jan Paderewski, 38, weds Baroness Helena Maria Rosen. 1919, or 11. The first wedding held in an aircraft over Houston, Texas. 1991, also 11. The oldest bride, Minnie Monroe, who was 102, weds Dudley Reed, 83, in Australia. 1998, Beastie Boys rapper Adam Yoch, 33, weds daughter of prominent Tibetan activists Dichan Wangdu in New York. 2002, or 1111, NYPD Blue actress Sharon Lawrence, 30, weds Dr. Thomas Apostle. Thomas means twin, and Thomas was an apostle. They got married at St. Sophia Cathedral in Los Angeles. Famous divorces: 1949. Actress Doris Day, 27, divorces saxophonist George Wielder, 23, after 3 years of marriage. 2007, actress Billie Piper and radio DJ Chris Evans divorce after 6 years of marriage. Famous deaths: Joseph Grimaldi, Elizabeth Blackwell, Terry Sawchuk, Jack Dempsey, and Chris Haney. Chris Haney was Canadian and co-creator of Trivial Pursuit. Together with Scott Abbott, they created the famous game Trivial Pursuit. He was born on August 9th in 1950 and was a Leo from Welland, Ontario, Canada. He died on May 31st in 2010, the age of only 59. Doesn't say of what. Jack Dempsey was American and a heavyweight boxing champion. He was known as the Manasseh Mauler. He held the world heavyweight championship from 1919, or 11, through 1926, which is 9. Together they make 11 again. He was born on June 24th in 1895 and was a Cancer from Manassas, Colorado, USA. He died on May 31st in 1983 at the age of 87 of heart failure. Terry Sawchuk was Canadian and NHL legend. He played 21 seasons in the NHL for 5 different teams, but was best known as a member of the Detroit Red Wings. He is widely considered to be one of the best, if not the best, goaltenders of all time, and set the standard for measuring goaltenders. He was born on December 28th in 1929 and was a Capricorn from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. He died on May 31st in 1970 at the age of 40. Elizabeth Blackwell was English and a physician, the first woman to receive a medical degree in the United States, as well as the first woman on the UK medical register. She was born on February 3rd in 1821 and was an Aquarius from Bristol, Gloucestershire, Gloucestershire, England. She died on May 31st in 1910 or 11 at the age of 89 of a stroke. Joseph Grimaldi was English and the greatest clown in history, the most famous clown of them all, and the most popular English entertainer of the Regency era, which was from 1811 through 1820. In the early 1800s, he expanded the role of clown in the harlequinade that formed part of the British pantomime, notably at the Drury Lane, Sadler's Wells, and Covent Garden theaters. Grimaldi became so dominant on the London comic strip that the harlequinade role of clown became known as Joey, and both the nickname and Grimaldi's white face are used by clowns to this day. He was born on December 18th in 1779 and was a Sagittarius from London, England, United Kingdom. He died on May 31st in 1837 at the age of 57. The coroner recorded that he died by the visitation of God. Colin Farrell was, or is rather, I don't mean to kill off Colin, he's alive and well, is an actor. He's famous for Phone Booth and In Bruges. He was born on May 31st in 1976 and is 41 years old, a Gemini from Dublin, Ireland. And I believe he's famous for a bit more than that, but that's all they list. I hate when they do that. Brooke Shields is American and a supermodel and an actress. She initially was a child model. She gained critical acclaim for her leading role in Louis Malle's controversial film Pretty Baby, in which she played a child prostitute in New Orleans at the turn of the 20th century. She was born on May 31st in 1965 and is 52 years old, a Gemini from New York, New York. Clint Eastwood is American and an actor and a director. He rose to fame with his role in spaghetti westerns during the 1960s, like Dirty Harry films and Dollars trilogy. He won Academy Awards for the Best Director for Unforgiven and for $1 Million Baby, both of which he also starred in. He was born on May 31st in 1930 and is 87 years old, a Gemini from San Francisco, California, USA. He's also famous for talking to an empty chair during the 2008 elections at the Republican convention. I believe it was the 2008. Anyway, Walt Whitman, full name Walter Whitman, was American and a poet. Among the most influential poets in the American canon, often called the father of free verse. He was part of the transition between transcendentalism and realism, incorporating both views in his works. He was born on May 31st in 1819 and was a Gemini from West Hills, New York, USA. He died on March 26th in 1892, which is 9/11 or 11 at the age of 72, which is also 9. And the cause was pneumonia. And he was the last. So with that, I was going to go on to the dice, but you know what? Let me tell you a little bit first about the day that's being celebrated today. It is the feast day of the Visitation of Mary. So contrary to the other celebrations of Mary this month, May, there are quite a few. This is not where she visited other people. This is where an angel visited her. She was visited upon. And I'm choosing to read it from franciscanmedia.org. If anybody wants to go to www.franciscamedia.org to read from where I'm reading. Of course, it's listed in Wikipedia and all that kind of stuff, but I wanted to, it's the Franciscans that really kept this holiday up. And so I wanted to read it from their page. And of course, St. Francis, the only one that I know, very known, blatant, publicly, outright seraph, the original St. Francis. So, you know, that's another reason. Anyway, visitation of the Blessed Virgin Mary is the story of, again, her being visited by an angel. The story of the visitation of the Blessed Virgin Mary. This is a fairly late feast, going back to only the 13th or 14th century. It was established widely throughout the church to pray for unity. The present date of the celebration was set originally in 1969 in order to follow the Annunciation of the Lord and to precede the Nativity of St. John the Baptist. The Nativity of St. John the Baptist, I believe, is celebrated on June 24th, but that's not listed here, and don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure. Like most feasts of Mary, it is closely connected with Jesus and his saving work. The more visible actors in the visitation drama, it says here, see Luke 139 through 45. I would actually say, if you want to read this story, see Luke 136 through 156. That's not listed here either. And the two actors, as they're calling them, are Mary and Elizabeth, her cousin Elizabeth. And that's not here either, but that's who Elizabeth was. She was like 80, by the way. Anyway, however, Jesus and John the Baptist steal the scene in a hidden way. Jesus makes John leap with joy, the joy of messianic salvation. Elizabeth, in turn, is filled with the Holy Spirit and addresses words of praise to Mary, words that echo down through the ages. It is helpful to recall that we do not have a journalist's account of this meeting. Rather, Luke, speaking for the church, gives a prayerful poet's rendition of the scene. Elizabeth's praise of Mary as the mother of my Lord can be viewed as the earliest church's devotion to Mary. As with all authentic devotion to Mary, Elizabeth's words, or the church's words thereby, first praise God for what God has done to Mary. Only secondly does she praise Mary for trusting God's words. Then comes the Magnificat in Luke 146 through 55. Here, Mary herself, like the church, traces all her greatness back to God. Reflection. One of the invocations in Mary's litany is the Ark of the Covenant. Like the Ark of the Covenant of old, Mary brings God's presence into the lives of other people. As David danced before the Ark, John the Baptist leaps for joy as the Ark helped to unite the 12 tribes of Israel by being placed in David's capital. So Mary has the power to unite all Christians in her Son, not just Christians. At times, because she's in the other books too. She's in the Torah and she's in the Quran. This is annoying me. At times, devotion to Mary may have occasioned some divisiveness, but we can hope that authentic devotion will lead all to Christ and therefore to one another. So that actually didn't even give many details. Maybe I should have gone to Wikipedia or something. But I think I kind of explained what the holiday is about, what the celebration is about. It's about the fact that from the womb, Jesus was already blessing people, putting grace upon people. He did so for John the Baptist in his mother's womb. He did so for his mother, Saint Elizabeth. That was recognized by Saint Elizabeth and confirmed to Mary that it was happening. She was also very proud, despite the fact that Mary was her cousin, and I would imagine it would otherwise be normal for her to visit. Very proud that the quote unquote mother of her Lord would take the time out to visit her, particularly because Mary too was pregnant. But Elizabeth was 6 months pregnant. Mary stayed with her for 3 months until she gave birth to the baby. None of this is from the website. As a matter of fact, I put my laptop down. That's from my memory, but I promise you that's what happened. What else about that? So I'll tell you about the cards. I had out originally, I think, my romance cards, the angel tarot, the angel therapy cards, and the ascended master cards. And then I said, okay, let me put away the angel therapy cards and the romance cards. I want to get out my Mary, Queen of Angels cards and the Keepers of the Light oracle, because Mary's in those. So she's in the Ascended Master deck, she's in the Keepers of the Light, and of course she's in her own deck, the Queen of Angels. So I was going to use those. And then I started to shuffle her deck. I shuffled this one first, the Keepers of the Light. to see if she wanted to pop up here. She didn't, but here's the sun. Horus, the original vibration of the sun. Cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So I looked at this word miraculous and the miracles, right? Because it was a miracle for her to be pregnant with God's baby and for her cousin Elizabeth at her age to also be pregnant. So then I was shuffling the Mary, Queen of Angels deck. And I'm going to begin with sobriety, but I didn't start there. I started with joy. I opened right to joy and I said, oh, this is maybe about the bundle of joy, Jesus. The next card was health. And I said, oh, maybe this is about getting in shape and getting healthy to be able to become pregnant. Maybe I'm going to have a message to that effect. The next card was something like that, like miracles or blessings. And then hope. So it was really like confirming what had come to mind, that Mary was sending a message to the divine feminine watching or who will watch this video, that, you know, it's time to prepare to become pregnant if they're interested in that, or if they feel that that is for them, if they've been getting any type of inclination or message from spirit that they are meant to have a child, then they should start to ready themselves. And then the next card was sobriety, and sobriety remained. So again, I think it's about, and that's not to suggest that the divine feminine is out here like an alcoholic and getting drunk and stuff, but sobriety doesn't only mean alcohol to me, especially in relation to having a baby. I think it means getting off of all the things that might be harmful, especially if you're otherwise not of the condition or age to become pregnant. You're going to want to do you're going to want to do the things that would help you to become so. And then I went to, also I saw Kuan Yin as I was shuffling in this deck. And Kuan Yin in China is to whom one would pray if they were infertile or having difficulty becoming pregnant. She's to whom like all prayers are said on behalf of women and or children. And then I went to put away the angel therapy cards, which I had already shuffled prior before saying, oh yeah, I got to use the Mary Queen of Angel cards and stuff like that. And realized that it had, that I was going to begin with heal away addictions. And so, but after, you know, landing on sobriety and the Queen of Angel card, I said, oh, maybe I'm supposed to keep these too. So I'm going to do that. And begin with the dice, starting with sex, party, and it's 50-50. Spirit says 29, so whatever that means for you, but in numerology, it pretty much means humanitarian partnership. It can be romantic or otherwise. Email, as in reach out to somebody, or maybe you'll receive a message from someone, and stay in bed. Okay, and now I'm going to do for the day a cross with the Mary Queen of Angels cards, beginning with sobriety and opening to tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. Sobriety. Caring. Heaven cares for me, and I keep my heart open to caring about myself, others, and the world. Sobriety. And God. I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me and this situation. God. Hope. I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. Overall energy is self-respect. I honor and love myself through healthful actions. So that sounds again like taking care of oneself, not necessarily to have a baby, because it can apply to the male or female, divine feminine or divine masculine, but it still resonates with that and aligns with that message. Oop. Feminine with relation to herself, hope. So this could certainly be going out to those, who are hoping to be able to become pregnant, or to anybody else with any hopes. But I'm just in relation to what the holiday is, the feast is for the day, and the message that came into me this morning. I trust that God has a wonderful solution and brilliant plans in store for me. The masculine about the feminine, present moment. I'm fully present in the here and now. And this sort of resonates with a lot of you, because we did foresee the masculine coming forward, that happening in a lot of your lives, and him just going back to, conversation and behavior like normal, like, there was never a separation. It's always fascinated me when they do that. In the beginning, when that was happening, I was so angry. I'm like, what is he, like, is he taking me like for a sucker? Like, you're going to act like we didn't just have whatever XYZ, problem or situation. You're just going to act like nothing even happened. I felt disrespected by it, but now I see that it's part of the thing. That was initially. Anyway, the masculine with relation to himself. Signs. I watch for, notice, and trust the signs that heaven continuously sends. Awesome. And with regard to the union, be strong. I pull myself up to do what needs to be done. Amen. Overall, enthusiasm. Whatever I'm most passionate about is the direction I follow. This is follow your heart. And the outcome. God, I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me and this situation. Amen. In the Mary, mother of Jesus, whom we celebrate today, position, what would the masculine have the feminine to do or surrender? Grace. I'm filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creations. So to recognize this about herself and let go of any insecurity and self-esteem issues. Work on those if you can't just release them. I love how this Mary full of grace card is here. And again, the Mary, mother of Jesus position of my spread. In the Mary, mother of James position, what would the masculine do or surrender himself? Father, my true father is God in heaven. I love how this is sitting next to God too, here in the spread, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship. So some of them have had, for the past couple of weeks, I've been seeing in the readings, a relationship to heal one way or another with their father, even if that's just letting him go, forgiving him, without the two of you being together, without him being present. Even for those of you who grew up without a father, but you hold some sort of resentment or hold some, just like trying to release that. And that may be easier said than done too, similar to the feminine trying to let go of self-esteem issues. And if that's the case, you certainly have God to lean on here in the middle. But don't feel, embarrassed or anything about seeking professional, support and help if you need that. And what would the universe or God have the two to do or surrender in relation to bringing the union together? Blessings. This is about counting one's blessings, appreciating every little thing that life brings. Today, I count my blessings small and large, and I notice the new gifts that come to me from God. Wow. Beautiful spread. I actually love using her cards for that spread. And now, the divine mother or feminine of the tarot, the queen of fire, who's confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Opening to the 8 of earth. Skilled work is rewarded. Learning all there is to know about a topic and maybe even going back to school. This is about reaping what we sow. Queen of Fire. Opening to the Four of Fire, contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, and the successful completion of a project. The Queen of Fire, by the way, is a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, or someone, you know, taking on those traits, attributes, behaviors. Queen of Fire back. Opening to Unity with Archangel Sandalphon. This is the High Priest, the Hierophant. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Also about commitment, marriage, higher education, as the Eight of Earth, which we've already seen as well, can be too. Queen of Fire back. I'll go one more. It's the Three of Earth, the power of creativity, recognition for very high quality work. Be a team player. Three of Earth about the fact that your boss is wanting to give you some sort of promotion, raise, bonus, recognition or something. Your boss can certainly be the universe, God, and wanting to raise you up. It can be about ascension in that sense too. Coming to Strength, representing the sign of Leo or Aries, Sagittarius, similar to the Queen of Fire. Great inner strength. Release harsh judgments. Exercise instead maybe some forgiveness, compassion. This will help you to release those things that we were talking about before that are just toxic to us. Page of Fire, who's scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. Good news about financial matters, wanting to do something more challenging and a new area of study. The Page of Fire is a Virgo, Taurus, maybe like the Hierophant, or a Capricorn. This too can be about going back to school or something, or just news of money coming through, an opportunity coming through, maybe a new job for some. Or you're hearing that your credit was approved, or you were hired for the job for which you applied. All of those things can be coming through with the Page of Earth. You got accepted to the school you wanted to go to. Your financial aid was approved. Your loan was approved. All things like that. Masculine, the Eight of Air. Oh man, an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, being afraid to take action. I hate to see that. But it's exactly what it sounds like. It's, you know, you're not really trapped. Like there's a means out of whatever situation or circumstance that you're in, but you're not seeing it because you're, you know, you lack the confidence that's necessary. However, you're surrounded by the Wheel and Archangel Michael, a time of positive change. The situation suddenly moves forward and fortune is on your side. The Wheel is all about our karma. This is about the promotion, with the boss keeping an eye on you, a watchful eye. And it's not the time to slack off. Same thing here. This is about the good karma bank, the Wheel, and the fact that Jupiter comes through and pays us off can free you from to which you feel bound. In the masculine subconscious, it's the Nine of Water. Your wish comes true. Concerns fade away. A love of life. And I've got my 9th here with the Jupiter, which could certainly have something to do with June 9th. Feminine, the King of Water, who's trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured, and is a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love. Surrounded by the Knight of Earth, who's loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. This can be about the Knight of Water, the King of Water rather, approaching, but doing it kind of slowly. This can be about 2 different people impactful upon your life and or union. This can be about one person who's taking on both of the, attributes of both of these sort of signs, the water and the earth. Let's see what else it can be about. In the feminine subconscious, it's the Six of Earth. Gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, and receiving a loan or paying off debts. This is about exchange and like pure, unadulterated, unconditional love, like giving 100% wholly and solely for the sake of wanting to give, not expecting anything in return, not requiring anything in return, just being a really, really genuine person. Whatever the case is, whether it's money, material things, your energy, your time, your love. It's just, I want to give this to you. That's why I'm doing it. Crowning, it's the Four of Water, missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. This card also represents for me the signs of Taurus, again, like the Hierophant, but also Libra, maybe having something to do with air and earth or air and water. Combinations. The wheel can also represent air and water in addition to fire. Jupiter rules Sagittarius, so automatically Sagittarius connected to the wheel for me. But also the fixed signs are associated with Jupiter: Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and Taurus again. So any of those two. Speaking of Taurus again, the Hierophant is back. Traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded friends. This can definitely be about, again, all of a sudden being accepted into school, or your money coming through so that you can afford to go, or that new job, other money coming through all of a sudden because you earned it with your good karma, paying it forward, so to speak. Now it's your turn for somebody to give of you freely, and that somebody can be God, can be the universe, can be the high priest, right here next to which it sits. And it can be on 6-9. This can be leading toward the energy of the Jupiter, the end of the Jupiter retrograde. At the heart of the matter, the 10 of air, the end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change and expect things to get better now. Somebody may even be recovering from an addiction. So this takes me back to the healing from an addiction card and the sobriety card that I started with the angel therapy deck when I showed you, and the Mary, Queen of Angels deck. So for some of us, this is about becoming detoxified of whatever things we put into our body, not necessarily drugs or even alcohol, but things that we don't otherwise really need, like maybe even caffeine, maybe not enough vitamins. So we're putting things in that are processed and all that kind of stuff. This is about getting off of those things too. I'm going to go to, from here, the Ascendant Master cards. Beginning with Yes and Ganesh. And opening to Twin Flame and Angus. Speaking of Twin Flame, you know how I don't, subscribe to the term. I always put it in quotes if I have to use it. More and more people starting to do this as well, and to make up an excuse of why their twin flame sort of revelations never came true. One of my viewers commented yesterday, like, thank you for always like telling us the truth and, about the difference between the twin flame and the divine union and how you believe and, how others are believing, because people are coming out of the woodwork and starting to switch to divine union. And I've seen this myself too. Like, all of a sudden they're calling the twin flame relationship sort of like a catalyst to the divine union relationship. So like we were wrong about the whole twin flame thing and the person that we thought it was, and the person that we told you was yours when we did your reading or your healing or whatever. But now we know the reason that we were wrong is because that was only to prepare you for the real divine union. This is more bullshit from the bullshit artist. Yes, Ganesh says it's true. Freedom with Hina. So this is for this, whatever this situation was that is nearing an end, because you deserve it. You deserve the end from your karma. It had you feeling bound. So you're getting your freedom from whatever that was. Yes, says Ganesh. He's knocking down the obstacle that kept you feeling like sort of bound to something. And as I'm saying that, St. Francis drops out. St. Francis, again, that's to whom I referred, or the page to whom which I referred in order to read about Mary was the Franciscans, because St. Francis, like Mary and Jesus and myself, was a seraph. He guides us here to follow our heart, maybe toward the freedom and toward joy. The power of joy. Joy is, again, the card with which I began from the Queen of Angels deck when I started shuffling. Yes, Ganesh. I'm going to cut. So I want to put something atop this 8 of air to clarify for the masculine, and atop the 10 of air here at the heart of the matter. For some, it's a position of lack. That's to what you feel bound. You've been stuck in a scenario, perhaps something having to do with an air sign, but it doesn't have to, because the 10 of air can have to do with feeling backstabbed and betrayed or whatever, and can be connected to air. Some of you feeling bound to lack of money, and so you need this Jupiter. You need this, the fortune that Jupiter provides, this sort of free money that Jupiter provides. And it's been like slow in coming, but it is indeed coming. This lack, this pain, this hurt, whatever it was, definitely coming to an end. And your prayers are being answered. So that's why as well. Retreat into nature. The green man comes to sort of reaffirm this. When the green man shows up, it means abundance also coming your way of not just the financial and the material, but also love. Drink more water, says Oshan. This is with regard to that ascension I talked about too. Also wanting to get some advice from the angel therapy cards, beginning with heal away addictions. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. Opening 2. Have you asked your angels for help with this? Your angels want to help you with this situation. However, they require your permission before they can intervene in your free will choices. I actually did this last night. I asked the angels and God, I wrote a letter. I set it on fire, as I always do. Dear God, you know, blah, blah, blah. But I asked him for his help, her help, and that of their angels, that they could send the assistance of the angels to me to let go of some things. Opening 2, fairies. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Also today, I was trying to do like a fast for Ramadan. So I had a banana like really early this morning, and I have this cashew milk with coconut and turmeric and nutmeg and cinnamon in it that I've been slowly drinking all day. But other than that, I don't plan on having anything. I'm going to try not to. And right before I did this reading, I mean, I always pray anyway, but I wanted to make sure that I got a few in. So right before I did this reading, hopefully it shows through for us in the energy that we pull out of it. I said the Lord's Prayer, the Hail Mary, and the Glory Be. Cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. So I think that's the 10 of air, because the Hierophant can be about changing with whom you surround yourself. So I think it's getting rid of these people, cut your cords to these people or other energies that brought about negativity. So even if it's a substance to which you were addicted, whatever the case, whatever this is, whatever this 10 of air represents in your life, it's about surrounding yourself with something other than that now, in order for your luck to change with the wheel crossing unity. For others, and with the prayer answered, of course, this has to do with, again, getting accepted to the school you want, with this being about higher education and sitting here next to the 6 of earth. It can be about love too. That commitment that you were looking for finally coming through. Your, luck paying off, your prayers paying off, and being released from a situation that was holding you back Again, with Lord Ganesha coming through to do that for you, or Archangel Michael coming through to help you cut the cords to those things. And the overall energy, this card is back. Have you asked your angels for help with this? Lastly, from my Keepers of the Light Oracle, beginning with Horus, the Sun, opening to and Cosmic Gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. Opening to Mary Magdalene, Teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. That can be what this Hierophant card is about too, especially sitting here again next to the Six of Earth. Horus back and opening to Serapis Base. So quite a bit of him as I was shuffling, all about the ascension. Move into true self. Rise above the darkness. This is the rise that the Three of Earth represents. The light is here. Horus back. I'll go one more. And it's Freya. Phases and cycles. This can have something to do with the King of Water because it's very Scorpio to me. Also, the moon represents, it rules, the actual moon rules the sign of Cancer. So it can have something to do with that. And in the tarot, the moon represents Pisces. So this card can very much be connected to the King of Water that sits there. That can be a male or female, by the way. There is a beginning within every... So maybe again about releasing things, people, places, between the Hierophant and the Ten of Air or Ten of Swords, releasing people, places, and things that are toxic to us. Freya back. Cut. El Moria, awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. And the overall energy is hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth and choose loving thoughts. With that, atop this 10 of air, I'm sorry, 8 of air rather, find the blessing in your current situation. So whatever you're feeling bound, we're to look for the good in our life, count our blessings, like the Mary Queen of Angels spread showed. And that also may help us to see our way out because it's an illusion of being trapped. For the feminine here atop the Knight of Earth. So it's been slow in coming. You've been trying to get pregnant a long time and has not been working. Here comes the fertility. So that message that I received before I laid any cards, before I did anything, before I even turned the camera on from Mother Mary, just as I was shuffling, showing up here with Pan and the Knight of Earth, which can be about, again, something taking time, patience being required, but it's definitely going to happen if it's meant to happen to you. And that's the fertility here on the side of the feminine and likely the female, since it is mostly females that are awakened to the extent that they go through all this and watch this, or certainly the divine feminine. And underneath the King of Water, the King of Love and Emotion, and maybe if he's a Scorpio, at least of the suit of water, the King of Sex too. I say you're on your way. And then this even exchange, this 50-50, this going half on a baby. And one of the dice I started with, as a matter of fact, this morning I started with sex and it's 50-50. I don't remember what the third die said, but two of them, it was sex and it's 50-50. So this is going half on the baby. And perhaps with maybe you're a water sign or the mother or father, the divine masculine, is a water sign, or you're just taking on these traits, of love and emotion, the king of love and emotion. Crowning, and here atop the Four of Water. You can do it, says Archangel Michael. So I think with relation to this pregnancy part, at least, this Four of Water may have been like a melancholy, like it's not working, like we're not becoming pregnant no matter what we do. And to not give up on that, because Archangel Michael comes through to say, yes, you can do it here, crossing the fertility. For others of us, this can be something else we felt sort of wishy-washy and melancholy about, like, it wasn't good enough. We weren't good enough. And Archangel Michael coming through to help you with those, again, self-esteem issues that maybe the masculine had because of some daddy issue. We usually don't connect daddy issues with males or masculine energies, but it's not only females, girls, or divine feminine that have daddy issues. So I think that that's the case for some of the masculines, and maybe particularly male, and that's their self-esteem issue. And then again, the other self-esteem issue that came through for the feminine, that's what this Four of Water is about, and the need to shake that off, because you are, better than you think. You have all the grace, as that card that came through with the Mary Queen of Angels deck. You have all the grace that all of God's other creations have. You're just as good, equally as good, maybe different, right? Equally as good doesn't have to mean the same. Everybody has their purpose. Here at the heart of the matter, atop this 10 of air, which could be betrayal and pain and heartache and all these kind of things, father, husband, brother, son. So taking us back to a few things, again, what I was just talking about, and the need to heal some issues. The feminine's self-esteem issue can come from daddy issues too, or some sort of childhood, inner child sort of thing, where she didn't feel good enough growing up, and maybe because her father wasn't there either. That's possible too. So this is one aspect of the card for both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. For others, getting back to the pregnancy, it is you can and will become a father, a mother, if this is what you've been trying to do. That pregnancy now is a very good time for it. And if you don't get pregnant now, it's at least the time, if you're not, if you haven't been watching your intake of certain things, masculine and feminine, male and female, now is the time to begin to do that toward having this child that you want to be able to have later. All right, advice from the Keepers of the Light Oracle to the masculine. Freya's back. Phases and cycles. There's a beginning within every ending. Illusions are released and revealed. So the masculine in the weeklies and in the past couple dailies, certainly having endings to relationships of all kinds, including romantic. And that can be what this is about still, finding the blessing in that. Yes, we're getting a divorce, but at least I can be happy now, and so can she, or so can he. Yes. I'm leaving my children with the other parent, with the, custodial parent. I'm not going to take them, but to the positive, they're going to come and see me half the time. We're doing a joint thing. It's 50-50, like all these kind of things. You got to look for the blessings and count your blessings, because everything has a season. Things come to an end, so that something else can be born. Keepers of the Light to the feminine. Babaji and soul expansion. So this is more about our ascension that we're going through on our side. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. And that's all about our promotion. To the masculine, from the angel therapy cards, you are profoundly clairvoyant. Trust what you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight. For your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. Feminine, if you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. That is 29. That's 29. Angels to the masculine. The Empress. Look at him. What she got there? Holding the baby. So again, this applies to the masculine and the males as well. Those of you who have had difficulty having children, you're wanting to have children, or at least in the future, you're beginning to plan it. It's time to begin to detox not only your life of toxic relationships and people, but substances, foods, all of these things, your environment, surroundings, all of that. Lavish abundance. On another note, give birth to your dreams. Okay, this is another meaning. Nurture yourself and others. Follow your heart. Take care of you. Go get your hair cut. Maybe go to the barber. You can even go to the nail salon. I see a lot of men in my nail salon, like more and more lately, getting at least their toes done and stuff. It's I think it's very nice. Feminine, the queen of earth, thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. She is also a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Make time for those around you. So this is a nurturing card for us too. And the Empress does represent the planet Venus and the signs of Taurus and also Libra, similar to how this card does for me. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach and deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner, like a mother would do maybe. Again, for the feminine, this can have to do with becoming a mother and planning toward, being a mother, becoming pregnant. Masculine, clear and shield your energy, says El Moria. And the other cards that we've been looking at and talking about, they also reflect this. And lastly, feminine, focus upon your strengths, says Apollo. And that may help you to feel equally as graceful as all of God's other creatures. I hope that you guys find this daily reading helpful and that you enjoyed it. Namaste, angels.